Hi, so for this video I'm gonna go ahead and try to make the jellyfish that a lot of people are talking about. It's a hanging jellyfish. A while back I tried to do it, but based on the video that I saw online, it was, try to use that basket and then put the silver falls around it, and that was going to look like a jellyfish, but it's not looking as what I expect. So we're going to do it differently this time. I got one of these baskets, hanging baskets, and what we're going to do, we're going to flip it upside down. Once we're done putting the soil and the plants, we're going to flip it upside down, and we're going to go ahead and put wire. So for this one, I went and bought at Home Depot this type of wire. So this is we're gonna go ahead and lay it down. We're gonna cut it, lay it down, and then so it can keep the soil from falling down. And then I went and got this other wire to try to put some wire across and keep things in place. I'm gonna go ahead and use 4 zip ties from here to go ahead and tie it onto the moss, onto the basket. I'm sorry, the coconut onto the basket, so it won't, when we flip it over, it won't fall. I went and got Spanish moss. Never used it, or this type of sheet moss. Never used it. And this is also to hold the soil in place so it won't fall down as we flip it over. So I'll probably go ahead and use both of them. I went and bought my 4 impatiens. I'm gonna use 4 white ones. I want my jellyfish to be white. And then for this one, I didn't find silver falls, so I'm gonna go ahead and use emerald falls. It's probably from the same family, probably sisters or cousins or uncles, and and then the wire cutter. So that's what we're gonna do for this stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip this over. I'm gonna put the zip ties and tie this to the basket. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to move the chain out of the way and try to flip it over. So there we go. So it's gonna be like this. So right now I'm gonna go ahead and put the zip ties. So I'm gonna put 4, right, 2 on this side and 2 on this side, to keep the coconut in place. So kind of difficult, but I'm trying to find a hole in there. Okay, there we go. So it's gonna keep that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the extra part. Another one on this side. One here and then the other one here. So we'll come back shortly and then we'll come in for the next step. Okay, so what I went and did, I cut 2 holes so far in the coconut. So I'm gonna do 2 more because I have 4 plants, and this is gonna be for the impatiens. This is how they're gonna go. They're gonna go in here in these holes. So try to be careful as much as you can, not to cut yourself. Safety first. And then I'm gonna do another one on this side. gonna go right in here. So let me try to put in my first one because they are a little big already. So I'm not putting, I thought about putting a liner here, but I don't think I'm gonna put anything. I think I'm gonna wait on that. So these are a little big. I went and bought them two. I mean, they're not like, you know, fully grown, but I'm talking about like the soil and everything. And they should have been a little smaller. It's been kind of hard to squeeze them in here. So I'm trying to see if I can get them like a little thinner. Try to get rid of all this soil into the basket. Somehow try to squeeze them in there. That's maybe next time I'm gonna buy smaller plants like that are like barely coming out from the seed. So there we go. It's in there. So it's right in there. Of course, you're gonna see some dirt. Maybe I should have went the other way, right, guys? But it's my first time doing it. And then it'll hold in place once I put the soil in. It'll hold in place. So I'm gonna go on to the next one. And then I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay, guys, as you see, I already put in my 4 plants. 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th one here. This one was the easiest one. I don't know why, but I try to make this as thin as possible so to go in the hole. This one you do need to be a little careful because sometimes you're gonna ruin the plant. So I'm trying to have it like this so these plants won't get ruined. I'm gonna use this all-purpose food from Walmart. I saw it like on clearance, so I picked it up. I really don't know much about fertilizers, so this is the one I'm gonna use, and then we'll see what happens if, you know, this is a good fertilizer for the plants. We'll see. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and probably do 2 of the emerald falls. So I'm gonna go ahead and probably see if I can place this one like this. Try to kind of like squeeze it somehow in here, because then we have to be careful with these plants. So I'll probably do maybe just 2. And I purchased these. You won't. I've never seen them at Home Depot. I didn't see them until I was trying to do the jellyfish basket, and of course it said to use the silver falls, but when I went to my local nursery, which is H&H on Lakewood, in the city of Lakewood, on Lakewood, and I saw these like right next to them, which I'm sure they're from the same family. So look the same. The only thing, the difference is with the other one is like white, like a silver. So, and then this one's more green. So we'll see how they come out. So I'm gonna try to squeeze this one in here somehow as well. Try to squeeze it in. And what's gonna happen when we flip it upside down? This is, they're short and little, but they're gonna be, they're gonna grow. And I'll show you a picture of what I'm gonna add a picture of what I'm like trying to make. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add soil right here to cover this, and then we'll see in a little bit with the last parts, the covering parts of my basket. Okay, so this is my product right here. I went and decided to do 3 of the emerald falls, so there's 3 plants here, and then I added the soil. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna use this moss, the flat one, the sheet, and then go around to try to keep that soil in place. I haven't worked with this, so if you want to leave me comments on how I can do this a little better, that's completely fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and somehow lay this flat all around. So we're gonna go all around. I think we can try to take it apart. And that's fine, you can leave me comments on plants and stuff like that. I started planting about, I'm gonna say probably like 3-4 years ago, and then I'm still learning. I don't know much. I went and got dwarf trees, like a cherry tree, a dwarf peach tree, a dwarf nectarine tree. And it's so exciting when it's springtime and you start seeing the flowers coming in and thinking that you're gonna get some fruit, and sometimes you just get probably like 1 or 2, and you have to share that with the entire family. And Joe always makes fun of me. He's like, you just get probably like 1 or 2 fruits, and then you want to share that with everybody. So he does make fun of me, but we're learning as we go. We're learning. So I'm trying to like pull all this, like the plant. So when it goes upside down, this is gonna hang. Let's see. Based on the picture of what I want, it looked really nice. So putting all the moss. Let's see if I can go. I just need a little more. It's just to keep the dirt in place from falling. And one little piece right there. I've never worked with this, so let's see. Don't judge me. So there we are. That's finished. Everything's like tucked in. Hopefully nothing falls. Everything stays in place. So let's see. Okay guys, so I already went and I cut my wire. So what I did, I try to kind of measure around the and try to cut a piece of wire. So I went and cut a square, and then what I did to my wire, I went in and cut another square in the middle part. So that was been removed, and then what I did, and I went and I squeezed it in onto here. So you see there's the missing square, and I squeezed the plant through. Try to get almost like the entire plant out, whatever I can. And then now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and cut around. Try to cut around. Of course it's wire, so it's a little hard to like try to tuck it in. So maybe I'll probably cut like a little around the inside, so when I come with the other wire, everything's just like flat and in, instead of some sticking out and, you know, having any like issues of somebody getting hurt or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut around, and then we'll come right now in the little wire. So I went and I cut the wire in like a circle, and whatever was like, if you guys see, my plants, there is, this part was not covered, so I just grabbed a little piece of the wire, I cut it, and then I'm just sticking it in like that, because I really don't want any soil or anything to fall. Remember, this is gonna gonna get flipped over. It's gonna go upside down. And then the same thing over here on this side. So I'm trying to keep everything in place. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab the other wire. I'm trying to like get all the plant instead of from, you know, I'm not sure if you guys see, but some of it is like stuck in the wire. So I'm trying to pull it out as much as I can. So what I'm gonna do with the other wire, I'm gonna come this way to keep this in place. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this wire. And so far my scissors have been amazing. These are the scissors I use, Canicio. Joe got them for me a long time ago. He bought a lot of them. I guess he got a good deal. So these are, we use these for everything. Of course, not these. We do have like 7 pairs of scissors, but we use them for cooking. Like we have a pair for cooking. We have, now I'm using it for this, for the yard. And it was amazing when I was cutting, because I tried to do the wire cutter. Oh my gosh, it was difficult. So one time I'm like, okay, let me try this. So I used it like a piece of paper. I felt like I was cutting paper. Okay, so now what I'm gonna go ahead and do, and sorry guys, I'm in my pajamas if you see my pajamas around, and Coco's here too, always trying to protect us, and Ivy is recording, so everybody's doing a good job and everybody's helping. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and try to go in here and then tie this to the basket, and then over here, and I'll probably do a few, and then this way. So let me get it started, and then we'll come in a video. We'll come back in a few. Okay guys, so I went, remember we had already put the wire, so now what I did, I went and did the other wire. So I did 2 across this way into the coconut, and then around the basket. So same here, you know, don't judge my work. Over here the same thing, try to keep, you know, everything in place and from falling out, so or falling down. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna go ahead and flip this sucker over, and let's see what happens. I'm so scared. Ah. So here is my, it's a little heavy, so be careful. So what's gonna happen when these grow, they're gonna start growing downwards, and then these should kind of like grow a little more, just, you know, of course they were too big, some were like already ruined, and then, you know, I'm gonna try to tuck that in there. But I'll show you something that I'll show you guys a picture of what I'm really trying to do. But yeah, I think they have the little the impatiens that come in a pack of 6, and they're a lot smaller. So I think for next time, I think that's the better choice to go with than these that were all little big, and you know, they got, some of them got damaged. But I'm gonna go ahead and hang this one up where that one's at. Gonna replace it, and we'll see. You can see a little bit. Thank you guys for watching.